How are you doing today, sir?
Good.
Million questions for you. I want to start with the high frame rate in this. In my opinion, is the best I've ever seen in terms of the high frame rate. I enjoyed Hobbit, I enjoyed Billy Lynn, but this is like next level. Is there a difference in the technology, or am I just getting used to it?
You're getting used to it, and also we're getting used to it. We did better. It happened both ways.
Oh God!
Take the spectator some time to get used to it. Like my eyes began to be different than after 5 years. It's quite different than usual eyes. It's just how we process information in our head. That's a changing thing.
Right. I thought that
we used to say you can see for yourself. I don't believe that anymore. We see something, but we see it's different.
So, if I'm not mistaken, there's a 3D 60 frames a second, a 2D 120 frames a second.
And then we have 120 4K. We shot in 4K.
Got it.
And we have the 2K flat version, 24. We have.
I have a question. Would you rather people who are watching this interview, would you rather them see the 3D 60 frames a second or the 2D 120 frames a second?
Of course, in 3D.
Got it.
Because that's what we're shooting for. Okay, when I translate into the 2D or different frame rate, I have to recreate it to make sure the viewer has fun with it.
I thought that the 3D was actually spectacular in this. I'm not always a fan of 3D. I heard the rigs you were using were these big cameras. Talk a little bit about the challenges of filming in 3D with this high frame rate.
We have to upgrade our equipment or change our equipment because we have actions. A certain agility is required. So thanks to Iris, the camera company, they made 7 smaller cameras for us where we can shoot at 120 4K native. And we have to invent and develop through a German company new 3D rigging, so it's smaller, a lot of new computers and stuff, so we can accommodate to make an action movie like this.
The technology that what you did to bring Will Smith down to be Junior is incredible. What were the shots that you were what were the things you were most concerned with in terms of bringing this to life?
Some subtle acting, of course, because when actually. It's not easy. Nothing is easy, but the part I concern most is when you have exquisite acting in this kind of format, close-ups. That's when you get nervous, but at the same time, will give you the most material to work with too. Because when he's in there, when we capture him with such great cameras and some 30 scanners, so he provided a lot of information for you to work with. It's a double-edged sword. The more you're nervous about, at the same time you have more information to work with. So it's no.
Sure. I'm always obsessed with the editing room because that's the final rewrite. I'm curious, how long was your first cut of the film compared to the finished film?
About 20 minutes different.
Was it like assembly stuff where it was just like fat, or were the actual scenes?
First cut. Assembly is, of course,
Got
maybe
it.
30, 40 minutes longer.
Right?
30 at least.
What was the last thing that you cut out of the film before you picture locked? If you can remember.
Some expository scenes.
Okay.
You're afraid if you don't have that, people don't get it, especially this is a mass entertainment. But at the end, it's better without it. Who cares? Just take it out.
Sure. Did you?
It moves better.
I'm curious. How do you feel about the test screening process, and do you feel that it benefits you? Do you learn a lot about the movie when you're showing it to people?
I don't like it. Just something I have to go through. But then, of course, inevitably you learn something. I like the movie to keep it like a secret, very private until here's to you, let me run away.
Right.
But the real world doesn't work that way. After all, you make movie for the audience, so that gives you a test of what you work with on the other end, not just the movie, how it will perform. The most valuable is do they have any reaction that's in unison, then you have to pay attention, or any confusion. yeah, that you make adjustments.
Sure. This has been a project that's been in development for like 20 years or something. How early on had you heard about this project and wanted to sort of go after it?
Well, they came after me when they felt it's within reach, and I say you can do this and that, and I go by it. So this is all fresh to me. It was 20 years for them, but to
Right.
me, about 2 years ago, they invited me to, David Ellison invited me to his office, and then Jerry joined in. Yeah, it was 20 years for them, 10 years for them, 20 years for the the project, but it's only 2 years for me. It was pretty new to me.
One of the things that I found about David Ellison is he's very passionate about making movies, loves movies. What was it like
And
collaborating
he's,
with...
he has the gene of science, so he's very supportive on technology.
Completely.
Yeah.
One of my last things is that what I'm fascinated about with your career is the ability to work in so many different genres, and they're all so great. What is it? Have you always wanted to work in all these different genres? Have you ever been sort of asked, "Hey, can you stay in this lane?" Do you know what I mean?
It's not like I like different genres. I don't want to be locked by genres, but making a movie, you have to understand genre because that's how your audience understand movie. It's like a contract to them.
Sure.
Each genre has their mind track, and then they're already established. And to do what you want to do, and not also being locked, you sort of have to break it a little bit. That's why I was hopping around a little bit, so they don't go certain ways and demanding a certain way to watch movies. It's a hard thing, but that's part of the freedom I want to enjoy as a filmmaker. Besides that, I'm avid film student. I like to learn how this is. It's fascinating. I love making movie. I like to learn how to make all those genres, all those aspects. And when you approach a new aspect, you meet with the experts who can teach you so much. It kept the career alive, keep my learning alive, and I enjoy it.